everyone. I hope you all are safe and doing well. Welcome back to our Python programming video lecture series. I hope you must have revised our first lecture and solved the assignment based on it. Now let us start with our second lecture. So, welcome back again to the Python programming. In our last lecture, we have seen introduction to programming and program execution before the actual starting of Python programming, because we need to understand the concept of what exactly the programming is and how does a program gets executed. Now let us start with the introduction of Python and characteristics of Python. So, let us start with our second lecture. In this lecture, we are going to see two topics, that is Introduction to Python and Characteristics of Python. Introduction to Python. Let us first see the definition of Python. Python is a high-level, interpreted, interactive, dynamic, object-oriented programming language. So basically what the Python is a programming language. In our first lecture we have seen what is a programming language. There are various languages which are used to write a program and make computer perform some task, and the computer will give the output of that task. So Python is one of the programming language. Now let us see all these characteristics of Python, that is high level, interpreted, interactive, dynamic and object oriented. So the characteristic of Python are high level, interpreted, interactive, dynamic and object oriented. Now let us see all these five terms one by one. What is the meaning of high level? What is the meaning of interpreted? What is the meaning of interactive? What is the meaning of dynamic? And what does it mean by object oriented? Characteristics of Python. First, high level. What does high level mean? High level means a Python is written in human readable form, that is closer to English. Means a Python programming language is a high level language, means it uses English like keywords or English alphabets, as we have seen in our first lecture. This is the example of high level language program in a Python, as we have seen in our first lecture. This is a very basic simple Python program to add two numbers and print their addition. See, all these terms are very much readable for a human, and all this uses English alphabets, numbers and keywords. Hence, this is a high level language program. Like Python, there are various other languages that are high level languages. For example, C, C++ and Java. Python is one of the best high level language. The next term is interpreted, or the next characteristic of a Python is it is an interpreted language. We have also seen this term in our first lecture. What does it mean? Each line is scanned and immediately converted into a machine code. Syntax as well as logical error is shown at a time, if any, in the given line. It means Python scans first line of a program, then if there is some syntax error like this, as we have seen in the first lecture, or there is some logical error like this, it will immediately notify it to a programmer, and until the programmer solve that error, it will not go to the next line for scanning. Suppose I have solved this error, then the interpreter will go to the next line, that is b is equal to 3. If again there is an error, it will notify it to a programmer. After programmer solves it, then it goes to the next line. So it does line by line scanning of a program. If there is no error in that line, then it will immediately scan the next line, and in such a way it converts each line of a program immediately into a machine code. That means it has scanned a equal to 5. Since there is no error in this line, it will immediately convert that line into a machine code. Then it will go to the next line, b is equal to 3, and immediately convert it into a machine code. So Python is an interpreted programming language since it scans line by line and converts into a machine code and gives syntax as well as logical error, if any, in the given line at the same time. Now let us understand the next term, that is interactive. Programs can be typed directly in the output surface and output is shown successively. So it is a kind of one-to-one interaction. Basically, what do you mean by an interaction? I am just asking the dictionary meaning of it. Interaction means one person says something and the another one will respond it to immediately. Then the first one will again respond to that response. So when we communicate with each other, it is a type of one-to-one interaction. One-way talking cannot be called as an interaction. Python operates in the same way. Now how it is, we will see in a Python's output interface itself. Programs can be directly typed in the output interface, and output is shown successively. Now we will see the meaning of this line. So this is Python's output interface, or we can say it is a Python shell. I am typing here a equal to 5 and press enter. Then I am asking the Python shell or Python's output surface that what is a value of a, and will press the enter. It will immediately give me its value. This means it is a one-to-one interaction. I am asking something and it is immediately giving me the answer. Mind you, my friends, that this feature is exclusively in Python only. You cannot use this feature, or you cannot have this feature in C, C++ or Java or other programming languages. There you have to write a complete code, and then only after compiling or interpreting that code you will get the output. But it is not in Python. You just ask the answer for one line, it will immediately interpret it and give you the answer. Hence, Python is called as interactive language. Now, let us see the next characteristic of Python, that is dynamic. It allocates data types to variables dynamically. Now, what does dynamically means? It allocates the data type to a variable automatically as a variable is declared. No need to declare the data type of a variable, unlike Java, C, C++, etc. Now again let us understand the meaning of what it means what is the automatical declaration of variable. For that, we have to again open our Python shell or Python's output surface. We can again see Python's output interface or Python shell. Now let us see the dynamic allocation of data type. That means automatically as it declares. Suppose I write a equal to 5. Now what is a data type? The type of a data you are going to assign to a variable. Here 5 is a data and a is a variable. You are assigning 5 to a variable a. Now what is the type of a data? That is, what is 5? Basically it is an integer. So we don't have to tell a Python that I am assigning an integer value to you. Suppose I have type of a function in Python. Okay, that means I am asking what is the type of a, and see the Python has its answer. It is the integer type. I don't have to write int a equal to 5. Sorry, int a equal to 5 in this. See, if I explicitly mention its type, it will give me the syntax error. So it will automatically understand what is the type of that data. Now I want to give some decimal value. Okay, now I will declare b equal to 6.1. Now it is a decimal value, but I am not mentioning it. So let us ask again what is the type of b. Again it is telling me it is of type float. Float means a decimal value in a programming languages. Hence, as we type or as we declare a variable and assign some data, the data type of that data will be automatically allocated to that variable, and hence we say it is a dynamic programming language. Now the last characteristic, that is object oriented. What does it mean? It is a very important characteristic of Python. It means implementation of real world entities or objects in a program. Now let us understand what exactly this means. What exactly the real world entities and the implementation of real world entities in a program. So suppose I am going to a car dealer shop and there are various cars like Audi, BMW, etc. So the object oriented uses the concept of classes and objects. Car is a class which has various objects like Audi, BMW, Toyota, Maruti Suzuki, etc. These objects of a class car will all have the common properties of car, that is 4 doors, steering, clutch, brake, accelerator, etc. But still they are unique in their own terms. So basically objects will inherit all the properties of a class car. So if I have to write a program for a car dealer shop, that can be written using Python, because I can implement this concept of class and object. That means a car and its various objects like Audi, BMW, etc. in that program. Hence I am implementing the real world entities, or we can say objects. So this was our second lecture. Again, don't forget to solve the assignment based on it. Thank you. Bye bye and take care.